All right, go for it.
Thanks, Berlin. Thanks so much. Yes, hi, nice to meet you guys. Thank you for joining today. As Berlin said, feel free to put into chat questions. I'm happy to answer questions as I go. I really want it to be really interactive and want to field your questions. So if there's a question that something I'm covering, feel free. I'll keep an eye out for chat so that I can answer in real time. Now, if it's more of a general question, I'm going to try to leave time for questions after. So don't forget, write it down. I'll try to remember to leave some time so I can get to all your questions at the end. So that being said, again, if you guys haven't already, put into chat your name and experience level and then your job title as well. It helps me to kind of know. And as I'm reading through the people who have chimed in with their background. I've noticed it's all over the place, right? Some people are just starting their AI journey. Other people are saying I'm a lot more advanced, and definitely know more about AI. So that's where it becomes interesting for me as a speaker on AI is trying to appeal to people at so many different levels, right? So I thought what we would do is today I am going to touch on kind of some basics on digital marketing and AI, but we're going to have some more upcoming sessions as well because I don't want to bombard and throw so many things that might be too complex for people. So on July 1st, same day, so it's also a Tuesday, also 5:30 to 6, we're going to have another session where I'm going to talk about using AI to summarize analytics and generate actionable insights based on analytics. That means any analytics, whether it's Google Analytics, whether it's social media analytics. There's so many different types, and we'll get into the different types of analytics and how to use AI to kind of help you understand all that data and what to do with all that data, right? I'm also going to touch on improving paid campaigns with AI. So also looking at all that paid campaign data and kind of helping you make sense of all that data. And then there may be another session, depending on how much I can fit, on just SEO and AI, because that's like could be its own session all on its own. So some other great things, because there's so many things to talk about AI and digital marketing. There's no way to fit it into an hour, right? So I just want to let you guys know we are planning more sessions to come, so that each one is not too filled with information that it's overwhelming for you. So a little bit about myself. My name, again, is Gisele Hasman. So I am owner of a GQ and Company, and it's a marketing agency, specifically digital marketing. And then I also am co-founder of AI consulting services, where I help businesses integrate AI into their companies. So the areas that I'm best at is obviously AI. Back 3 years ago, I learned about a platform called writer.me, and I realized that was such a game changer for all my clients that I was teaching like how to create social media content. And so that's where my AI kind of journey started, was about three and a half years ago. Ever since then, I've just immersed myself in AI, tried to understand it really for the purposes of helping my clients. And so that's what I do now, is basically help other people know about it and learn how to use it. So also digital marketing. I've been in digital marketing for about 15 years. I did affiliate marketing, and also I speak English and Spanish. So that is me. And then what I'm going to actually cover today is a few things. One is identifying your buyer persona and customer journey map with AI. So I feel like that's kind of the very starter point in terms of digital marketing, is really figuring out who am I targeting, right? What is my buyer persona? Because from there, once you know that, you can kind of start to build a marketing strategy. So that's why I wanted to start there. And we'll talk a little bit more about what a customer journey map is and buyer persona and all of that. But we're going to figure out how to do that using AI.
Giselle,
Now,
just 1 second. Sorry. Do you have anything else you could close? Maybe like the audio is a little crackly.
oh, is it? Yes. You know what? If it's okay, I will turn off my camera. Sometimes that is actually what takes up so much.
Okay.
If you guys are okay with that. Okay, thanks. It should help. So I'm going to turn that off. Is that okay? It might start to turn sound better in a second.
Yeah,
But let me know. Is it better already?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll start to get even better and better. So, oh yes, a lot of feedback and crackling. Sorry, guys. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, sounds a lot better. Okay. Yay. Great, great, great. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that camera kills my computer. Um, so yeah, so then we'll also talk about personalization. So now that we know the buyer persona, we understand the customer's journey, we can start to personalize all of our content, social media content, emails, things of that sort, to that very specific buyer persona. So we're going to talk about that and how to do that using AI. And then we're going to talk about social media, how to use social media or AI, specifically custom GPTs for creating social media posts. Because I know social media is kind of the big topic, it's the main thing that people want to use AI for. So we're going to cover that today. And then I'll open it up for Q&A. All right, so let's dive in since we have so much that we're covering. First, I wanted to ask you guys, have you guys used AI before in your marketing strategy? So specifically for marketing. And if you have, how have you used it? I know some of you guys have added in there that you have, but just wondered, is anyone using it right now for their marketing strategy, for like creating a marketing strategy? For target audiences, research customer pain points. Okay, awesome. Mostly for goal setting, website ideas. Love it. Yes, to come up with social media captions. Yep, perfect. Kelly, yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, so lots of different ways that you guys are using AI right now for social for marketing. All right. So I wanted to just touch really quick on just AI in general, like at a super high level to kind of level set. Um, I love Berlin as she actually mentioned just, I think it's important to mention how important AI and the human touch is, right? So, essentially, AI really is transforming marketing, right? It's boosting productivity, creativity, efficiency. It's an amazing tool, but it's just that it's a tool. It's not a replacement for human expertise. So, I feel like success really comes from blending AI's power with human intuition and our strategy, and also more importantly, verification. So I always say this: verify, verify, verify. So AI is an amazing tool, but it's not always perfect. So you want to make sure that you're always verifying everything that it says and that you're really polishing it up, right? So again, AI helps, but it really needs that human touch as well. So I just want to mention that right up at the top. So I also wanted to share with you guys, because this is a question I get a lot from people, is just what are the differences between all the platforms? So it's called LLMs, large language models. So if you hear me or anyone say LLMs, it's just the different AI platforms or different chatbots. So there's ChatGPT. Everyone's probably heard of that one. There's Claude, which is the company Anthropic. There's Gemini, which is from Google. There's Perplexity. And then now you guys have probably heard about DeepSeek, is that new one from China. So what I put together here are kind of the strengths of each one of those platforms, their weaknesses, and then the best use cases, because they each are different in what they're good for. So as you can see, ChatGPT, general purpose chat, content creation, business applications, it does help with coding and it's great at that. Claude is really great for like long form writing. It's known for more like ethical AI applications, which the reason is because it's really designed to prioritize like safety and fairness and responsible AI behavior. So it has like really strong guardrails. So it's great for things like healthcare, education, social issues, because of their more ethical AI guardrails, if you will. Gemini is great for multimodal tasks, fact checking, Google integrated searches, general queries. And then Perplexity, I love. It's great for research, summarization, real time fact checking, and deep searches. I really love Perplexity. I'm using it a lot right now, as well as ChatGPT. And then there's DeepSeek, which is really interesting as well. That's great for mathematics, coding, academics, and technical research. Kelly, you use all of them. Love it. Amazing. Tell me, is there one that you like the most? I'm curious. Your favorite.
I really loved the Google ones that they had. I can't remember their models. And I loved llama ones, but I really like DeepSeek right now. I'm getting really good stuff from DeepSeek.
Yeah, DeepSeek is really interesting. And then they have what's called Deep Think, where it's interesting. It'll actually show you what it's thinking in the background. Like it'll type out, I'm thinking about what is the user trying to ask me? Like it's just really interesting. It's free, guys. So definitely check it out. It's a cool new one that is free. So okay. Awesome. Now we'll get into the AI and digital marketing. So, how many of you are familiar with what a buyer persona is? Buyer persona, ultimately, like your target audience, or some people call them avatars. Um, have you guys created, are you familiar and have you created it for your company? I'm curious. Go ahead and put it into chat just to kind of get an idea. Berlin, yes. Okay, cool. Yep. First, I do my clients and I use AI to refine it. Awesome. Perfect. No, but it's a great idea. Yes. Okay, cool. Love it. I love that there's a combination. So I'm going to be teaching them something that's hopefully super helpful for those of you who haven't used AI to find who your buyer persona is. Or a lot of times, most of my clients, they are they know their buyer personas, but they just have it in their back of their head, right? Like I know who my buyer persona is, but they never put it down on paper, which is important to really understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to identify your buyer persona and customer journey map, which I'll explain what that is in a second. Um, and we'll use AI. So let me go ahead and open. I'm going to use ChatGPT for the purposes of this presentation, just because I know it's like what most people use and most people know. So let me pull this in. And could someone actually give me their website? I just would love to use it as an example. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put in here, create a buyer persona for your company, and I'll put in your URL. So, if anyone can put their URL of their company into ChatGPT, that would be amazing. I'll use you as an example if you're okay with it. So, I'm going to start typing while you guys type away and perfect. The rice cream shop. Love it. Thanks, Yaritza. Perfect. Hi, Yari. I used to work with Yari, so thanks so much. Okay, so I'm going to put in create a buyer persona, and I'm actually going to put personas in case there's multiple, and there's almost always multiple buyer personas that every company is trying to reach, right? There's usually more than one. So we're going to talk about each one. So for this company. Perfect. All right. And I'm going to just put your URL. Berlin, that looks delicious. I know for sure. Um, so what it's going to do is it's going to actually read her website, crawl her website, and it's going to infer based on her website who her buyer personas are. So this helps in two ways. One, it helps obviously to identify the buyer personas, but the other piece is it does help identify, um, is your website reaching the right people? So if you start to see that the buyer personas are way off, then your website is probably not geared towards the buyer personas that you're looking to reach, right? Because it's literally just crawling your website and coming up with the buyer personas. So what it came up with, Yadi, is the conscious vegan. Valerie Green is her name. Age, so a little bit of demographics, right? Age, location, occupation, income, education. Then psychographics, so motivations, values, lifestyle, interests, motivations. And then very important, her pain points, difficulty finding high quality, delicious, dairy free frozen desserts that also come free with common allergies, skepticism towards products, limited availability of vegan desserts in local stores. And then her buying behavior and channels. So prefers online shopping, active on social media, Instagram, Pinterest, likely to share positive experiences with her community. So, word of mouth, social media buzz. The second one is the health conscious parent, Hannah Miller. Again, demographics, psychographics, motivations, pain points. and buying behaviors. So she's a little older, right? Upper middle class, has children. So just kind of a little older there. And then the next one is the foodie trendsetter, Alex Rivera. She's 20 to 35, young professional freelancer. So she's going to have different pain points, right, than the other two typically. And her buying behavior and channels may be quite different as well. So here it gave you three different. So Yadi, do you feel these three are pretty accurate in terms of your buyer personas? Or would you say sometimes my clients are like, actually, I feel like one and two are, but the third one is not my buyer persona. Do you feel these three sound like your buyer personas? You can just put it into chat or you can unmute yourself if you want. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if she can't unmute, but on, let's assume that all three of these are pretty much her buyer personas. Oh, it's not letting me unmute. Yeah, I thought that might be happening. No worries, no worries. Um, you could put it into chat. Do you feel that all three are, so the first one is really that vegan, right? The second one is kind of the a little bit older, the health conscious parent. And then the third is kind of like the foodie trendsetter, more of like influencer type. The first one is off because I don't have vegan. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So then what we're going to do is we're actually going to just use this first and the second one. So somehow this is a good example. AI picked up on something that it assumed that there's a vegan option and there's not. So again, you definitely want to course correct. You can say there are no vegan options if you wanted to, and it'll course correct. Or you can not, and you can just pick buyer persona number 2 and 3 and say those are my buyer personas, right? So I went ahead and said, hey, you're wrong. There's no vegan options, and it's going to recalculate that for me. And right now, it's just kind of thinking and figuring out what and crafting new personas based on that new info. So I'm using the new version that just came out like very recently. Oh, I think you put Vegas instead. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so now I'm confusing it more. um, but yeah, so essentially, what I'm going to do is here, I'll start back up here and I'm going to actually create a new one with 4.0 because this one is taking so long. So there's the new version that's the O3, and that one's just like DeepSeek where it shows you all the things that it's thinking. So it takes a little bit longer, just so you guys know. So I'm going to go back to 4.0 and kind of start a new chat so it doesn't do that. And I'm going to do this. So that's finding your buyer personas. Again, feel free to correct it and say, yeah, maybe it's a little bit like buyer persona 1, but I would change this piece to it, or I would change that, or just go with different buyer personas, and X one out if you don't feel it's your buyer persona. So here it's redoing it again. Let's go back here. So that's how you find out your buyer personas. Now, if you don't have, I'm glad it's helpful, Yadi. If you don't have a website, then, and it's okay, what you would actually do is you would put in your company information, right? So I own, an ice cream shop in Newport Beach, and give it as much information as you can. I have vegan options, or I have, gluten options, everything you can put about your company, just so that it understands enough to figure out who your buyer personas may be. So again, a lot of people kind of know in the back of their head who their buyer personas is, but it's really great to really identify it and put it down on paper and understand. And I'm going to explain here why that's so important. So the next step is essentially creating a customer journey map. Now, how many of you are familiar with what a customer journey map is? You guys can put it into chat, yes or no, if you know what a customer journey map is. Yes. Okay, perfect. Yep. Learn from Russell Brunson. Perfect. I know who it is, but don't know that I'd be able to create one. Okay, love it, Julia. Yeah, you absolutely could with the power of AI, luckily. Um, so let me go ahead and show you guys this again. Um, actually, hold on. This is actually, I'm going to show you guys this first, is essentially what a customer journey map is. There are different buckets that the customer goes through as they go through the sales cycle. So the first bucket is awareness, right? They're just figuring out that they have a problem and they're looking for a solution. So, I'm realizing that I'm really, really hungry right now and I want some ice cream. Who am I going to find to fill that void, right? Or that problem. So the next one is the consideration phase. So they're looking at you versus your competitors. That's a consideration phase. And then the next is the purchase phase, obviously, when they become a conversion. And then the next is the service. So the service process that they go through once they make a purchase from you. And then the loyalty expansion, whether they fill out a survey, whether they subscribe to your newsletter, whether they, refer you or some kind of loyalty program. So that is the customer journey map. So we can actually do this using AI. There used to be platforms that did it that would take forever because you would have to manually put everything in and was a little time consuming. Now we can do it in seconds. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So we're going to take Yadi's, let's see, 3 buyer personas here. And it didn't do that vegan when I re-asked. So the health conscious foodie, now it's just saying health conscious, not vegan specifically. That probably makes a little bit more sense. The dairy-free dessert lover. And then the third one is the cultural explorer. So I'm going to say create, oops, create a customer journey, oops, journey map for these 3 personas. So you'll see what it'll do is it'll actually create those different buckets I mentioned and where they're at and what they're thinking throughout those different stages. And it's putting it in a chart format. It's probably doing that because I always ask it to put it in a chart format. So now it's just doing it for me. But you'll see here the health conscious foodie. That awareness stage, sees an Instagram ad and highlighting low calorie dairy food ice cream, follows the brand for healthy desserts. The consideration phase, they're reading something online as far as reviews, checks ingredients. Then they're moving on to the purchase phase. They're going to do that online. They visit a retail location or online and picks dairy free samples and then retention. So as you can see, each one of those 3, they're following you through that customer journey. Not only what they're doing, but where they're doing, what that channel is, right? So what that means is that now you know how to speak to them in each one of their channels and which channels you're going to find them in. So that's all very important for what I'm going to talk about next, which is personalization. So here's some key takeaways and marketing strategies. So for the health conscious foodies, focus on ingredient transparency and health benefits.
Did you type in map? What did you type in to
I'm
get
sorry.
that? Did you type in the map to get that chart? What did you type in?
Oh, yeah, sure. So what I typed in, super simple, create a customer journey map. And I even spelled it wrong. I still understood for these 3 personas. So what I did first was I asked for the 3 buyer personas or asked for buyer personas for that company, right?
Yes, and then
It gave me the 3 buyer personas. And then I said, okay, based on those 3 buyer personas, create a customer journey map.
okay, thank you. That's
Yeah. So pretty simple.
so much.
Yeah. What was that? Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, you're so welcome. No, thanks for asking that question to clarify kind of how I got here because it's a lot of data that you get back and it's incredibly important data to really understand, right? Who your customer is, where they're at, and how to speak to them. So all of those things, that is ultimately what personalization is in marketing. So it even is giving you some key takeaways for a marketing strategy. So we're very at the very beginning stages of creating a marketing strategy, right? Here are your people. Here's how you talk to them. And then if you wanted to say, oh, it says, would you like to do a visual version of the journey map, which it could do, which is amazing. But what you can say is now give me the channels for each one and where I'm going to find them. If you wanted to go deeper and ask, more specific questions. You can keep asking more and going deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's the beauty part here. Okay. So after that, as I mentioned, we did the buyer persona. From the buyer personas, we created the customer journey map. And then we're going to start to work on personalization because now we know who we're talking to, how to talk to them, and the channels to talk to them in, right? So personalization and marketing. Let's talk about it first. What is it? What does it mean? Essentially, it's tailoring content to individual needs using data like behavior, preferences, demographics, all the things we just did, right? We were looking at all their buyer persona information. And in marketing, it delivers targeted messages and offers enhancing customer engagement, loyalty, and overall experience. So why does it matter? Like, why is personalization in marketing a thing? First of all, it boosts engagement and conversions, right? Because now you're speaking very specific to that person and you're speaking to their pain points. So everybody has a pain point. I'm hungry at 12 o'clock at night and I am craving something. Oh my God, wait, I can get it online at 12 o'clock and it'll be delivered, whatever it is, right? You want to speak to their pain point at each one of those stages of the customer journey because it will boost conversions. So builds customer trust and loyalty. It makes sense, right? When you're speaking to someone very specifically to them and what their pain points are, you're naturally going to build that trust and loyalty. And then provides the competitive edge in the market. So that's the beauty of AI. It really can start to help you gain a competitive edge because this is something that honestly, like creating buyer personas, a customer journey map, personalization, using personalization in marketing. It takes a huge marketing agency to put this together and time and money and resources. And you can see here, we just did it in a few seconds, right? So you can really leverage AI to be kind of like a marketing agency for you to start to do this and not have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for a marketing agency to do this for you. So this is huge. Not something we could do a few years ago. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that personalization. So what we could do is we can say, I can ask, give me the personas. I can say the channels they're in, their pain points, and how I should respond to those pain points. Now remember, it knows that it's Yadi's business, and it's reading her website, so it's going to come up with ideas on how to respond to those buyer personas' pain points. So this is ultimately how you start to personalize. You're now going to, for the health conscious foodie, you're going to be going into Instagram, Facebook, probably Google search, and you're going to be speaking about these very specific kind of issues that they might be looking for, right? Highlight ingredient quality and content, use nutritionists and wellness influencers, showcase testimonials, create educational blog content. Now, you can even go as far as this. You can say, well, go ahead and create educational blog content for that health conscious foodie. So that's how you start to continually go deeper and deeper and deeper in personalizing. So I know I'm covering a lot. I'm going to pause here to see if you guys have any questions. You guys can speak up or type in any questions about anything that I've covered. Blog content's my fave, but it does take a lot of time. This is great. Yes, Julia, I'm going to show you blog content can be done really easily in the way I mentioned. You can literally say, create create educational blog content on the benefit of rice-based desserts, hit enter and it'll literally create the blog for you. So of course, I'm making it very general. You probably want it to be a little bit more specific. So the benefits of rice-based desserts, add my call to action at the bottom. You can obviously just add more to make the blog better. But as you can see, it just created the blog right pretty much within seconds. So I know you said SEO, it's its own class. Yes. If you simply say optimize this blog, yes, you can. You can say just optimize this blog for my business and include relevant keywords, and it will do that. So yeah, absolutely, Julia. And then I have some other good tips and tricks as well, like using custom GPTs for creating blogs that are with relevant keywords. So definitely. Giselle, do you export all of this info to keep it somewhere and further refine it? Yeah, really good question, Jill. So it depends. It does stay in here. If you have if you're logged in to ChatGPT, it will keep a history of everything that you do. So if you ever want to go back to it, you can. If you go up here and do a search, you can always just put in blog to look if you were looking back for where did I have that blog that I asked it to do? It'll pull it up. Or if you want to go ahead and download it and just, keep it in a Google Drive or a Google Doc or something. So just up to you and how you want to keep everything for yourself. But there is a good, saving system here as well. Let's see, Julia, that is something I struggle with. I get so much great info, but it's hard for me to keep track of it all. I know ever since they added this search chats, it's been a game changer for me. So I love that. But yeah, the other way would definitely be to kind of keep everything categorized, maybe in Google Drive or like I said, Google Docs or a Dropbox or something of that sort. Kelly, so I create projects for things I do all the time, like my cold email responses. So it's in one string. Perfect. So yeah, that's what other people do is kind of keep everything in one string so you can always reference it and go back. And it's all right there. One string meaning one chat is what I think you mean, right? So do other companies that you listed on the first slide work similar to ChatGPT? Yeah, good question. So the other LLMs or other chatbots, they do work similar. There's some differences. I'm actually going to get into the differences, like these custom GPTs that are a little different. But for the most part, some are better with content, like content creation than others. Like ChatGPT is great. Perplexity is great. And I think DeepSeek is doing pretty good with content as well, I'll be honest. So yeah, I think the best thing is to kind of try a little bit of all of them and see what you feel you like the best. So don't want to miss Kelsey. Is there a platform that works better for the buyer personas? Oh, thank you for not letting me miss that one. ChatGPT seems to work fine, but you would recommend another platform listed on your previous slide. Yeah, let me go back to that previous slide so we can look at it again if you guys want to look at the different ones. But yeah, I would say a good one would probably be Perplexity. Again, I'm really loving Perplexity right now so much. There it is. So Perplexity, I don't pay for it, and I feel that the content I get back from it is really good. So it's a good option if you don't want to pay. The other ones like Gemini, I feel you have to pay to get good content out of it. Claude is kind of doing better and better, and then DeepSeek is pretty amazing. So I would go between ChatGPT, Perplexity, and DeepSeek for buyer personas and marketing strategy and see what you like. Again, it's going to be different for everyone, right? Just based on your needs. You're welcome, Kelsey. And thank you so much for getting ahead of me there and making sure I don't miss her question. Jill, have you heard of Midjourney, Runway, or Dolly? They're similar to platforms I've listed. Yeah, so those are more for Midjourney, Runway, and Dolly. Those are more for creating images and videos. So that's very specific for image and videos, but also really great AI tools for sure. So Dolly is actually ChatGPT or OpenAI. It's the same as ChatGPT, but it's their their image and video creation tool within ChatGPT. So I hope that answers your question, Jill. Are you concerned that DeepSeek is from China gleaning all your data? Yes, Sandy, definitely a concern with a lot of people. So that's why I'm like, DeepSeek, it's really good. But yeah, a lot of people are concerned with it coming from China and that we are putting in so much data and information in there. So if that is a concern, I would stay off DeepSeek and stick with I Love Perplexity and ChatGPT. DeepSeek's just interesting. If you guys just want to play around in there, it's pretty cool. But yeah, if you're worried about any kind of sensitive information or anything, maybe just stick with Perplexity and ChatGPT. Let's see, so many good questions. No, different than other platforms. Meta is the biggest problem here. Got it. Yes, good to know. Okay. Are you paying for most of these? I get stuck on so many because they limit their free versions. I know, Julia. Yeah, I really am now just paying for ChatGPT. Like I've paid for different versions to kind of test out different things, but right now I'm just paying for ChatGPT, and then I test out other ones for free as they're always changing and updating and getting better. So yeah, so right now just ChatGPT is all I pay for actually. Okay, all great questions, guys. Thank you. All right, so kind of moving on. All right, so just to recap, we create a buyer persona, right? We want to understand who they are, what their pain points are. We created the customer journey map to really understand what channels they're in and how to speak to them in each channels, right? And then we could always add in more data points to give it even a deeper understanding. So you can say, things like, I want to have this kind of voice and speak more casually when I speak to, my buyer personas, or I don't want to use these words. I want to use those words instead, or, give it more data points about your company, about the way you want to speak to your audience, because you're now going to start to ask it to create content. So you want to just download it with as much as you possibly can, in terms of like how you want your messaging to be, now that you have all the other pieces in there, right? Let's see. So a few more questions. Have you restructured your rates for clients? As you use AI, I feel bad sometimes keeping them the same, but using less of them. Yeah, I know. I kind of tend to do that too, where I feel like I'm like, why am I paying for all of them? And I'm really only using one or two. So I kind of go back and forth, between paying for them and not paying for them. I was trying to create an image, and after maybe one or two edits, it said it was timed out for 24 hours. Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah. Again, AI is definitely not perfect and still acting strange. Kelly, I pay almost $600 a month in AI programs. I know you can really get very caught up. It's funny. I was mad at my husband for signing up for $20 a month. I know it really, like, once you really get down the AI rabbit hole, you can spend so much money. I have to constantly kind of scale back, as I mentioned, and kind of go, okay, I'm not using that. I need to just turn that off. So it's definitely interesting. All right, so now that we did all of these pieces here, right, we're now going to actually start to we're going to work on social media. Of course, it could be email. We can create content for newsletters. We can do so many things, but social media is always the pain point, right? The thing that most people want to talk about. So we're going to create social media using custom GPTs. So how many of you guys know what a custom GPT is? You can put it into chat. You could just say yes or no. Rachel, yes. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Just curious. Nope, not Kelsey. Okay, cool. Anyone else? No. Got it. Okay. So yes, no. Okay, so kind of all over the place. So perfect. I'm going to show you guys what a custom GPT is. So essentially what it is, it's people or companies have created a custom version of ChatGPT. So basically, they've taken the language model of ChatGPT, but they've combined instructions, extra knowledge, any kind of combination of skill sets, and they might have even included a plugin to another program. For instance, Canva actually has created their own custom GPT that you can go into ChatGPT. I'm going to show you guys that today. And then it'll do a plugin where it takes you from ChatGPT over into Canva. So I'm going to show all of this so it makes a little bit more sense in a minute. The other platforms, by the way, have what's a similar type of what's, a custom GPT. Gemini has what they call it gems. Claude has what they call projects. The reason I'm showing you this in Chat GPT, what a custom GPT is because it's free. So a custom GPT you can access in Chat GPT for free. You don't have to have the paid version. Whereas to do what's called like a custom GPT in Gemini or Claude or the others, you have to pay for. So that's why I'm going to show you guys what a custom GPT is and what that looks like. But here's what we're going to do. They make great lead magnets. Yes. These are awesome, and create one for each of our clients so we can create content as well for ourselves. So powerful. Okay. Yes, definitely. I know. I love these as well. And Copilot, I believe, also has like a custom version as well. And if you have it with work, that means you have like the enterprise version. So you're going to probably be able to have access to what I'm showing you, but it's called something else. It's not called custom GPT. But I'll show you what it is and then we'll go through it. But more than likely, Copilot does have this as well. So what you're going to do is we're actually going to take these three customer journey map or these three buyer personas and the customer journey map. So I'm going to take all of this information because it's key information, right? It's everything you want to know about the people you're looking to talk to. So I copied again the buyer personas and the customer journey map. I'm now going to go over here to the left where it says explore GPTs. And now this is those custom GPTs I mentioned, right? It combines extra instructions, knowledge, and combination of skills. I'm going to do a search. You could do a search for anything, you guys. It could be legal work. It could be SEO help. It can be how to do posts on LinkedIn. Literally, you could do anything. I'm actually going to look for Instagram because I saw that there was someone I wanted, one of the buyer personas, I can reach them on Instagram. So I'm going to put Instagram and you'll see that it'll have GPTs, custom GPTs specific to Instagram. So Instagram expert, they provide personalized step-by-step content creation guidance, Instagram post writer, Instagram caption creator. So lots of options. Now this, I'm just going to pick the first top one here, Instagram expert. There's been over 1,000 conversations with it. This is their ratings. These are different conversation starters you can start to have. How do I create an engaging Instagram story? Guide me through setting up a successful campaign, things of that sort. So I'm going to go ahead and click start chat. And I'm going to say, remember this. And I can give it all the information. Again, it's the buyer personas and the customer journey map, right? When I say remember this or keep this in mind, it's now going to put it in its memory and it's going to remember everything that you say after it. So it is now going to remember that that's your buyer personas, that's your customer journey map, right? And so now you can say, based on that, based on the above, create a let's say I'm just going to say 5-day um, Instagram content calendar, but you can say 30-day, 90-day, whatever, right? Now you can either just make it general and say, give me a content calendar, or you can be specific in the things that you're looking for. I like to say, give me captions. You can say text overlay. Whoops. Overlay. Whoops. And an image and video ideas. So the text overlay, so the caption is just the caption that goes with the with the actual media, right? And then the media, meaning either the image or the video that you create to post, you're asking for the text that goes on top of it. That's the text overlay, the text that you put on top. And so here is already within seconds, as you can see, you're looking to the caption is pure and simple, delicious, ever wondered. And it's going to make it kind of more short and sweet, kind of because I asked for it to be Instagram. So when I say Instagram, it is going to create a more Instagram friendly content, right? So it's shorter. There's usually a lot more emojis. It's giving me now image and video ideas that I can create, and then the text overlay that I can put on top of that image or on top of that video. So it did all that. I can say put this all in a chart format so that it's easier to do, just to look at. And then this is what you can actually start to save, right? And create like an actual Excel sheet. If you wanted to do like a content calendar in a Google Doc or something, you can start to create this for yourself. But as you can see, it's the very specific buyer persona, the person that you're looking to reach, post type, the caption, the image or video idea, and then the text overlay. Okay. Any questions here, guys? I just want to make sure everything makes sense. So, because I went to a custom GPT that's very specific to Instagram, and I said, I fed it all the information about Yadi's company, the buyer persona, how to speak to them, their pain points, and then I asked it to come up with social media content. Still with you. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Julia. Perfect. So, essentially the last piece that I wanted to show you guys, is I know we only have a few minutes left and I do want to open it up for more questions, is what do you do with this, right? How do you turn this into content? So this is what I do, guys. I actually will take, let's say I really love this post idea here. I'll take this and I will actually take it into, if you use Canva to create media, how many of you guys use Canva to create social media posts? You just put yes or no into, yes, Berlin. Okay, put it into chat. Yes, yes, yeah, a lot of people. Okay, that's why I usually use Canva to show this, but there are other or custom GPTs with other like video, like Vimeo. There's like a lot of them have created custom GPTs within Chat GPT. I'm just going to show you guys the Canva one, the custom GPT for Canva. And I can actually put in, so I'm going to put in create this social media post. I'm actually going to keep it really broad and see what it comes up with, versus telling it that whether I want it to be a video or an image. But I'm just going to feed it that info that I just took, that other idea from the other from the other custom GPT that was specific to Instagram. And it is now saying that it's talking to Canva, right? So it's using that plugin between Canva and ChatGPT, and they're talking together. And it's saying, here's a design for your health conscious foodie carousel. Click below to edit and customize right in Canva. So it actually is creating that in Canva. I'm just using their custom GPT inside of Chat GPT first. So there it is. Okay. So I'm not giving it a ton of information. I could have said, I want the image to be this, or I want it to be a video and I want the video to be that. So, I could be very specific, but here it's just kind of giving me general because I'm just making it very general. My ask is very general. So I just clicked on that picture and it took me straight into Canva. And now I can go in and edit all of this. But it literally, I can change all the verbiage. I can add in logos. As you know, if most of you guys have used Canva, everything is customizable. Changing the colors, you can change the picture, So what's awesome is that, as you can see, just within seconds, I took a social media post idea and turned it into a post right in Canva. So and then from here, really easy, right, to make those changes and personalize. Again, I made it very general. If you know kind of what you're looking for, you can give it that insight, and it would probably come up with something much more exciting and much more beautiful or much more engaging as far as what you want. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop here because I know I've covered so much. Any questions on this, on kind of how it switched over to Canva? Because I usually get the question that, can I still use the Canva GPT if I don't pay for Canva? And yes, you can, because Canva is a freemium, meaning that there's a lot of free options. But if you want like the extra templates and extra things, there's extra things, then you'd have to pay for it. It's only $14.99, I think, a month. So cheap, but yeah, so awesome. Okay, I'm so glad, Sandy. I'm so, so glad. Okay, cool. I'm glad this is helpful. I spent 45 minutes putting together content calendar this week. Oh no, Julia, I'm so glad I can save you, I don't know, 44 minutes because as you can see, it took like a minute. Oh, I'm so glad, Melissa. Awesome, awesome. So happy this is helpful. All right. That was it. I know I covered so much. I try to keep it simple, but I also wanted to make sure I was covering, some really good stuff for you guys here. I created a cheat sheet that, all you guys are welcome to have access to if you guys want to. I'm going to share it. If you guys want it, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I think here's my LinkedIn. I think I have it at the bottom here. But it's also in the meetup. There it is. It's LinkedIn, Gisele Hasman. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, if you want the cheat sheet, which Berlin, if you want to just, I don't know if you have access to send this out to everybody anyways. It just basically talks about the different prompt engineering, the different ways to talk to ChatGPT or any of the platforms, the different roles and formats, sample prompts, writing styles, restrictions, recommended like tools and AI extensions. So some good tips and tricks and things of that sort. So I'm happy to share that with all of you guys. But now, since we only have a couple minutes left, I'll open it up for questions. Feel free to unmute or type it into chat, guys. My main concern is the AI will replace our industry. How do you navigate those fears? Yeah, Cass, I know. I hear that a lot, and definitely was one of my concerns at first too, and still kind of is, but not too much. Because again, as I mentioned at the beginning, I feel like AI isn't anything without us, right? Like AI isn't going to come up with the content I just showed without me putting in the information and asking it. So ultimately, the way I see it is that this is a tool to make me more efficient, right? This is a tool to help me be better at my job, to be faster at my job. As Julia just said, like, oh my God, it took me 45 minutes to do this. You would have done this anyways. This is just now fast tracking, right? So there has to be the human and AI interaction to create anything. AI cannot create it on its own. And so really, I feel like I just want to make sure I jump on the bandwagon and am using it versus so I can kind of keep a competitive edge over other people who may not be using it. So I agree, Sandy, with Gisele. Coffee shop owner won't want to do this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You definitely want to keep that competitive edge. Yes, definitely, Manaz. We can email this. Berlin, I'll go ahead and send you everything. So if you can email it out, no problem. Yeah, just don't forget to sign in and we will. Perfect. Any other questions, guys? Anything else? This is so great. Oh, I'm so glad, Jill. Perfect. Thanks, Cass.
Super
So glad
helpful.
this is helpful. Yeah. Anything, Berlin, you want to add?
No, just thank you again so much. This was very useful. Yeah, so we have a sign-in form. We will send out her cheat sheet when we email you guys. So check for that in the next 24 hours. If you don't see us, look in your spam folder. We will be there. Let's see what else. I dropped in your LinkedIn so people can connect with you there. And then there's also our upcoming events. So at the end of this month, we have our in-person meetup in Long Beach. And then next month, we have somebody to come in and speak on public speaking, which is also something people ask about a lot, and like reducing your nerves doing all of that. So we're excited about that. And then we also have our virtual feedback round next month as well. Giselle, I think you're in the LinkedIn group, so everybody can join. I dropped the link here as well, and then you can continue the conversation there with her or any other fun AI things that you want to talk about. Um, let's see, Julia, anything that I missed?
I think that's everything. Yeah, just be sure to sign in so we can invite you to more of these.
But yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to drop them in. But if not, thank you so much, Giselle. This was amazing, and I'm already really looking forward to July and continuing the conversation there.
So awesome. Thanks so much, guys, for the opportunity. This was fun.
Yay, thank you for coming.
Thanks, guys. Bye, everyone.
Great. Bye, everyone. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.